1.4 volts on the Vcore, which is a lot, which is the max that I would use for 24/7 use on the 2600K overclock. So let me see if I can run a 3DMark Vantage. I'm just opening it up, stock settings. I like to run the performance. You can run extreme or whatever, it doesn't really matter. Now I'll see if I can make a video on the sound of the video card. I'll open up the case later, not on this video, but on another video. I'll see if I can maybe make a sound thing of idle and then load, GPU load, so you can hear how loud the fan ramps up. It's inaudible, you can't really hear it at all. So it's loading right now. This is installed on a Westerndigital 1TB black 3DMark Vantages, same with 3DMark 11. I didn't want to use a lot of space on my SSD. Yeah, I apologize for the really shaky camera. So it's saying 130 frames per second through the water. This is just the performance on 3DMark Vantage. The lowest right now, it's dipped to 60, 97 frames per second. Yeah, I mean, it's butter smooth. It's hard to find games that can that you can't max out with this. You can play Metro 2033 max settings pretty smooth. I'd say 40 to 60 frames per second. Really, I think that's a crazy game. You really need dual video cards to run that game. You can play at max settings. It was smooth for me. Maybe it's just a flaw in the game, because look, I can play Battlefield 3, which looks even better max setting. But yeah, Metro has a problem where you really need dual video cards to run that. So yeah, you can see right now 90, that big water explosion right there dipped to 52 frames per second. So hopefully my camera battery doesn't die before I end up getting this whole performance benchmark. But yeah, it's pretty fast. You can hear how quiet it is. Here, you hear how quiet it is? You can't even hear it. Oh, about the YouTube thing. The reason why I didn't split my videos in different parts is because YouTube's going crazy, where you gotta type in a phone number and have them send you a text message just so you can get your videos approved and get them a longer 15 minutes. I don't like to have ads on my channel. I think it's stupid. If you're trying to make money and put ads on your YouTube channel, you can do that, whatever. But me, I'm all about the, the people. Just kind of, you don't want to put ads in your video. People get annoyed on YouTube, and yeah, I'm not here to make money. I just want to kind of show you my passion and my hobby, and like I said, show you as many videos as I can while I'm borrowing this camera. Frames per second right here on this scene, you can see it's 95, 94, yeah, this part's pretty demanding, 49. I'll see if I can run a 3DMark 11 test score. I like to run just regular performance because it's right out of the box. If you take the performance test, you can compare it to multiple video cards. Like, I'll give you an example. You wouldn't want to run a Nvidia 550 Ti at extreme high resolution versus running a 670 GTX at high extreme resolution. You'd want to run performance test to kind of have an average benchmark to compare all of them. Let's see. Sorry about that. It's raining outside, and then my neighbors are blaring music, so if you hear any weird stuff in the background, sorry about that. Yeah, this is 3DMark Vantage, so if you're wondering what this is. This is a benchmark that is really good for benchmarking your computers, for your video cards and your CPU, because it takes advantage of hyper-threading on the Intel CPUs. So it really stresses the components. It stresses the video cards, stresses the CPUs. I like to use this test to stress video cards, because if you're testing out an overclock, usually if it crashes on 3DMark Vantage, it's not stable. Because usually 3DMark Vantage will be the first game to crash if you got any unstable overclock. You can see right there, 92, 93 frames per second. This right here is the CPU heat up test. So this would be really good for testing pretty much like your overclocks on your CPU, because it stresses the cores out to the 100% CPU load. Yeah, I'm sorry about this. I probably guys already seen tons of these 3DMark Vantage and 3DMark 11 benchmarks. I just want to show you the in-game performance and the reason why I recommend this EVGA 670 GTX for the win. At the time when I bought my EVGA 670 GTX for the win, I went to the Best Buy store. The price did drop now, but at the time it was $430. Now here in America, when you buy a 680 GTX, the online retailers like Newegg and Tiger Direct, they would have price markups, and they would up the price of the 670 GTX, so it would be like $50 more than what it should be. So at the time, 680 GTX was like $550, and I got a 670 GTX for the win, which was only $430. And that same EVGA 670 GTX for the win had the same performance as the stock reference 680 GTX in almost all the games and benchmarks that I've run. I've done tons of research on this video card before I bought it, read the reviews. At the time, if you look on Newegg, I think it's rated as 2X, highest customer rated high quality video card that you can buy on Newegg, just because so many people are buying it and recommend it. You see right here, 70, drop down to 74 frames per second. Now, when I had my old AMD ATI HD 4870 X2 video cards, which I had two of them, so it's 4 GPUs and Quad X, Crossfire X, I was never getting the performance of this kind of video card. My 15870 would beat a dual GPU 4870 X2 card. It was just that powerful. This right here is showing 176 on the test. If you run this same last test on an ATI video card, you get more. So now I normally get a higher score than this, but this is just kind of a little test. My performance score, which is the P score, this is the main one right here, 33,944 on the performance score. On the GPU score, I'm getting 34,992. So normally you get 35,000 GPU score, which is insane. That's right up there with the 680 GTX. I think 680 GTX might be like 36,000, but it really depends. When you run these benchmarks, you get a variation. On the CPU, I'm getting 31,148. And you see right here, I'm going to open up CPU Z, or CPU Z. And right now it's showing Intel Core i7 2600K at 4.7 gigahertz, so 47 megahertz, and 1.4 volt. So yeah, that was the temperatures. That fan noise you were hearing, that was that Corsair GS800 when it makes that weird fan noise. Right here, highest temperatures 76, 78 degrees on the GPU core, and average 1178 megahertz on the GPU boost clock on the 670 GTX 401. So yeah, right now I'm just gonna charge my camera, and I really apologize. These videos are all gonna be in multiple parts. I'm gonna try to make as many videos as I can. Maybe install Metro 2033 later, but yeah. See you guys later. If you hear me say see ya or bye, or usually because I'm cutting the parts in different videos and my camera battery dies. So I appreciate you guys watching, and I just want to show you some of these performance numbers, which are pretty insane. See if I can open GPU-Z again. On GPU-Z, so yeah, everything's stock. I'm not overclocking anything. It's all stock clocks. On this one, when I had it overclocked, the EVGA 670 or 680 Superclock Plus editions, it was 1058 megahertz on the GPU core clock. The memory was the same, 1552 megahertz. I never overclocked the memory because usually I have artifacts or problems. And the boost clock I think was 1137 megahertz. So I mean it was really fast. And when I play Battlefield 3, it would boost the boost clock in game all the way up to 1241 megahertz, which is way up there. That's pretty much, from what I've been reading, that's up there with the 4 gigabyte EVGA classified hydro copper, the $800 video card, the 680 GTX 4 gigabyte EVGA classified hydro copper, and that's getting 1241 megahertz on the boost clock in games with the stock factory overclock. So I'm very impressed. Yeah, the backplate on the EVGA 670 GTX for the one, the 680 backplate, does drop at 1 to 2 Celsius degrees. Without it, I would say it'd probably get to 81, 82 degrees without the backplate. So thank you for watching, and I just hope to run some more benchmarks later, and tell me what you guys think in the comments section. Have a nice day. Bye.